Troubleshooting. The 1016 series Automatic Stirrup Bender controls have built-in diagnostics and error detection on screen. To access the machine input screen from the Run Parts screen, touch the Home button, then press the Machine Configure button, then press the Machine Diagnostics button. On the screen, all the inputs and outputs are monitored. Red indicates that an input or output is being made. This can help troubleshoot where problems may be. Bar fails to advance to shear. Check for obstructions in the bar guide. Check that the bars have not slipped off straightening wheels. Grease is low. The low lube light will turn on if your grease is low. Go to the back of the machine and check the auto greaser. There will be an error on the greaser. If the reservoir is low, refill using a grease gun. To reset the greaser, press both the green oil and red time buttons simultaneously. Hold until the LED screen reads P1. There will be a green dot that will light above the H abbreviation on the label indicating hours. Press the red time button to move the dot to above minutes. 30 minutes should be the default for the greaser. Then press the red time button until the LED screen reads P-. Next, press the green oil button to set the time. Head in and out. Check the adjustment of the proximity switch. Hold a screwdriver or piece of metal in front of the sensor. If it does not light, the switch may need to be replaced. If it lights, it may not be adjusted close enough. Use the adjustment screws as necessary. Inconsistent feed lengths. Check that the drive rolls are not slipping. Check the drive roll serrations for wear and replace as needed. Check that bars are being loaded into the primary drives. Machine will not go into automatic mode. If the machine will not go into auto, check that the guard covering the straighteners is not open. Make sure the back doors are closed. Check that the guard on the external straightener is closed. Check the high oil temp light on the console. Machine will not turn on. Check that the power at the disconnect switch is on. Check that the power switch on the machine is on. Check that the E-stop on the console is not depressed. Check all the limit switches. There are 2 on the back door and 1 on the paddle at the end of the machine. Move timeout error. This error appears if there is a feed error. Check the spring tension on the secondary drive. Make sure there is sufficient tension on the bar. Check that both primary drives are contacting the bar and that the bar has not slipped out from the primary drive. Check the feed calibration. See feed calibration video. Check the hydraulic pressure. Out of bar. Check the adjustment of the proximity switch. Hold a screwdriver or piece of metal in front of the sensor. If it does not light, the switch may need to be replaced. If it lights, it may not be adjusted close enough. Use the adjustment screws as necessary. Check that the flip-up guard on the primary drive is closed. Overbend. Check the adjustment of the proximity switch. Hold a screwdriver or piece of metal in front of the sensor. If it does not light, the switch may need to be replaced. If it lights, it may not be adjusted close enough. Use the adjustment screws as necessary. Shear close. Check for obstructions in the shear opening. Attempt to shear in manual mode. Check that the proper blades are installed. Shear fails to cut. Check for obstructions and worn shear blades. Replace as necessary. Shear open and closed. Check the adjustment of the proximity switch. Hold a screwdriver or piece of metal in front of the sensor. If it does not light, the switch may need to be replaced. If it lights, it may not be adjusted close enough. Use the adjustment screws as necessary.